What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Week We Follow. I'm back. Villa are back. 2-0. Up yours, West Ham. Thank you very much. And up yours, Tottenham Hotspur. Up yours, Chelsea. Up yours, Liverpool. And Man U, we're coming for you. Bradley Tooth, we are going to finish above Man U. Anyway.
Mate, we have to now. I had a bet with a couple of the dads at Avers Football, both Man United fans, who we bet that they would... obviously, this is when we were 11 points, and they said, we're going to finish above you. I was like, I'll take that bet. And I'm like, oh. And so the last couple of weeks have been insufferable at Avers Football, because the one dad keeps coming to me and going, might as well just give me your tenner now, mate. I'm like, no, there's a lot of football to be played. We ain't going away.
And this is the thing, right? There is. And you know, obviously, we'll get to the game now. There's a few things we want to talk about. As always, guys, if you are new here, please do subscribe, hit that like button, hit the old hype as well. We are doing pre-match, post-match. We're doing match day things. You can also find us on TikTok. Gary does a lot of things on there with TikTok. There's lives and match day things as well. This will also go onto Spotify. So if you do watch from an audio version as well, you can get that. But you won't see our lovely faces. So
but you will hear our soothing voices. So enjoy.
Anyway, yes, we're going to talk about, obviously, the West Ham game. We're going to talk a little bit about Ollie Watkins. We're going to talk about that selection, that team selection as well, which I think we were both quite happy about when we saw it. And obviously, we've now got an international break. It's actually a bit of an annoying time. It's come up for us now, I think. We've had this little bit of momentum. We're building on that little game.
Yes, a little bit, but also a time for Yuri and John to get some fitness back in that 3-week period, right? So it could. I'm looking at it as a positive thing that we can absolutely come back flying after this international break, and who knows, just win our remaining 7 games. That'd be quite nice.
Yeah. Right? Well, I think I know Neil on Liverpool McGrath. I think he said back when we drew Leeds, he reckoned another 3 wins would do it. So he thinks now another 2 would do it. I think it's probably about right. I think back then when the Leeds game, I think I said 4 wins. So I think, 2-3 wins from our next. Was it 7? We're at 7 remaining now, isn't it? And obviously
7 remaining.
Between that, could we get Champions League and win the Europa League?
Fuck yeah, mate! That come on.
Can you imagine that? Would you have thought that 3 weeks ago?
No. There's still lots we need to work on, but the main point, boy, is this is the thing that's really kind of frustrated me a little bit, and it's a good thing and a bad thing, right? But the loss of our midfield, John McGinn, Tielemans, and Kamara, we all know was massive, right? Now, what's concerned me is that nobody in that team stepped up, right, in that time, because we looked awful. We looked like it was probably worse than the start of the season. And then McGinn comes back into the frame, and just the energy levels that have gone up, like we can't rely on one man for that. That's what. So what happens if he gets injured again? Like, you know, we just fall off the wagon. Come on, boys. Like professional football, like even everyone's games improve. So, you know, it's let's not knock it. They're back, and we just got to take it as it is. That the levels have risen because of that. Right? Just having Yuri Tielemans' name mentioned on the Tannoy yesterday made Villa Park lift off the ground. Right, do you know what I mean?
I said to Pete, I was like, at the start, I was like, I wonder if he'll even get any minutes. Is it just the fact that being on the bench just gave everyone this lift of being like, he's back. Don't worry, he's back.
He's back.
Mate, McGinn, right? Like, what? God, he becomes more and more of a legend every time he steps on that pitch.
I've got an ache in my heart for him. I've just got an ache in my heart.
Just like, literally, I'm talking about him. I've got butterflies in my stomach. I love that man. He speaks so well. He was talking about, you know, the fact that he was saying it's unacceptable how we've been. Basically, him as a captain, he was going, I'm not having it. This just isn't happening. And it's just brilliant. And that goal, mate, let's just talk about that goal. That was wonderful. And I know we talk about Austin McFraud. But that was
I still want to know the stat, mate. Before we go into I still want to know the stat of how many times we've lost possession of the football from a set piece, because that is probably way higher than any goals we've scored. But yes, continue.
It is true. It was a wonderful set piece. I don't think any of us really saw it coming. It was quite funny because Pete was talking to me.
No, you didn't hear me. I called it. I said to Ava, look at John McGinn on the edge there. He's completely free. This is absolutely rehearsed.
Okay. Well, so I was sat there, and Pete was doing his usual thing, right? So the game's here, just for anyone who doesn't know. So we sit in like Lower Trinity towards the Holt C2 block, row 8. So find us if you want to speak to us. Just don't understand. And say the game's there, and he's looking this way, talking to me like saying, I'm literally like going, Pete, there's a just wait until after this free kick, mate. Look, this is a good position. Let's just see what happens here. And then he kind of like plays the ball off, squares it, and I was like, okay, we're gonna shoot it. Pete basically said, he was like, what are we doing? What is this? And then it just falls to John McGinn. And, mate, what a lovely hit. Lovely hit. No deflection, none of this rubbish. It's a lovely hit.
Mate, it's just guided beautifully with his left foot.
But we drew the defender away. So it was really well worked. Is it Dean to Powell? Was it Dean to...
Well, I think it was. I haven't watched it back if I'm honest. In terms of that, well, I've seen the goal back, but I can't see. So it's I think it's Cash who takes the corner to Dean, who then squares it across. I think
yes, it is. Because, yeah, you're right. Yeah, so he and it comes back, and they wait for the defender to make the run from the edge of the box, then squares out to John. He's got so much time and space. And that left foot, mate, it's an absolute wand.
Well, mate, I think just how controlled it was, and this is my key takeaway from yesterday with that set piece and with Yuri being on the bench, right? This is it. See, football is as much about psychological attributes and your mentality as it is about physicality and being able to play, right? And I remember meeting Yuri at Acorns last December, right? Just before we played Man City and beat them, was it 2-1, right? I remember saying to him, a tough game on Saturday, like, you know, be great to get a victory. And he looked me deadpan in the eye and he went, mate, we're going to win. Right? And I went, oh. He said, I'm telling you, we're going to win. Right? And I was like, oh, okay, we're going to win. Right? I said, what's the score going to be? He went,
you went into that game full belief we're going to win. You were like, yeah.
And I went, I think I said to him, I was like, we're going to win tomorrow. He's like, how are you going to? I said, Yuri Tillemans told me. He was mad. And that's the difference, though. It's the belief. It's the belief. I know we're going to win, and I know we're going to win because we've set up the right thing, and I know that I contribute this, and I know that this person contributes that, and that's what we've been missing the last 6-7 weeks. That belief. It's looked void, and so even when Tillemans came on the pitch yesterday, you just go, that's what we've been missing. His awareness of around the pitch. He's tracking back. He's forward playing. There was one where the ball bounced out from, I think, a set piece in the second half, and it just bounced up, and there's two players coming. He just ran in, nodded it out to Luca Digne, like as calm as it was like a 15-yard header. Like it was just beautiful. So, you know, these two. I didn't want to put all our eggs in their basket, but I think they are the catalyst, mate. I think they are the ones that are going to get us over the line if we're going to do it.
Happy Easter. Nice basket.
Happy Easter. Here we go. And I will say, mate, with the set piece thing as well, it was West Ham did not look like they wanted to defend. In that first half, we could have had 5 from balls into the box. Like they were poor. They just didn't want to defend them. It
was their defender on twice off the line.
Oh, and mate, that's not defending. The one that hit him in the face.
Yeah, one hit him in the face. I think that was Rogers, wasn't it? Rogers. And literally, he jumped up. He went to header it, and just literally went. I was like, oh, God, that looked painful. There was that one. He also had the block from Rogers, because Rogers had a shot relatively early on. I think that block as well. And then, wasn't it also him who headed it onto the... There was something else as well. Well, he was also the one that potentially gave away the pen as well, but obviously it was rightly not a pen, by the way. It was
not a penalty. No doubt about that. I mean, to be fair, people have slagged the referee for that, but from where we sat, I thought it was a penalty because it looked like he come from the back of him, right? So he might have won the ball, but I thought if he's come from behind, it's a penalty, right? And then on the replay, obviously, it's a great tackle. It just is a great tackle, and that's the right decision. And that's what VAR should be used for. Got it wrong. No penalty. We play on, right?
Do you think we should have sent him to the monitor? It was pretty obvious, right? Like, do they have to for penalties or?
I don't know, mate. This is what VAR pisses me off. Just tell him he's got it wrong. Just go, look, it's wrong. It's not a penalty. But
then equally, Watkins was being pulled back outside the box, so surely it should actually be a free kick, and the player should get booked as well. He didn't get booked.
Well, yeah, potentially. This is the thing that look, don't get me started because it opens a can of worms. Like in terms of how far do you go back? We go back to that Brentford game when the ball went out of play. It's crazy.
I'm personally like, I don't want VAR at all, even if we do make the wrong decision on the pitch.
Let's just say that they got to the right decision with that very moment. That shouldn't have been a penalty. What happened before? Fuck it, it's gone on. We let it go. But you're right. Then you feel aggrieved because if you go to the Brentford game, 20 seconds go on and they look back at a ball that's gone out of play. You fucking. Anyway.
One person that I really want to highlight because for me he was man of the match, Amadou Onana.
Yeah, mate.
That guy was.
You got my man of the match.
Now
95 rating on Finalysis. Go and download the app now.
95. Wow.
95, mate. I just thought because I noticed this in the little game a couple of weeks ago in France, right? When McGinn came on, he was back. He came on 15 minutes, didn't he? And Amadou Onana just suddenly kind of turned into this. For 15 minutes, he was.
Well, this is what I was about to say.
Where have you been?
You were talking about players stepping up. He was the one I thought he was going to step up.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be the one that because he's such a passionate player. Like you see him off the pitch, you see him on the pitch. He loves it. He's so emotional.
Yeah.
And he did this one crunching tackle right by us.
Yeah, it was great.
Mate, when he did that, did you see his face? Mate, he loved that because usually you do that and he'd be like, yeah, come on, you go like this to the crowd or whatever.
Yeah.
He didn't. He did that thing where, when you've done something really good and you don't kind of want to let on. Yeah. And he was just basically like this. He just did that. He just went. And he was like mean face, concentration. Looking at it, he was like, yeah, come on.
Have it.
He was at it. But also that tackle for the second goal, that was wonderful. Like a really well-timed challenge.
Yeah, mate. But there was so many occasions like where he dispossessed play and he got stuck in and won headers and nearly scored. Should have scored really. He had a free header in the first half. Should have scored. But he was just everywhere, mate. And I think that's kind of what he should have been doing without McGinn in the team. But whatever reason, maybe didn't trust Dougie.
Did it help with Barkley, do you think? Yeah, because I thought Barkley had a very good game as well.
I mean, look, the special mention of Onana was clear man of the match for me. I thought just because of his presence, he wanted it. Like you said, he looked up for it and followed closely for me by McGinn. I thought McGinn again was absolutely outstanding. Barkley, I just... whether he's not quite match fit, why he didn't complete the 90 minutes. But mate, he offers so much more than Douglas Luiz. There was numerous occasions yesterday where he got the ball and he just drove 12, 15 yards. So, and don't get me wrong, he made a couple of poor decisions in terms of distribution when he got there, but it meant we were playing in their final third. Like instead of trying to, do you know what I mean? It was really good play.
Trying to do some kind of like little fancy flick, losing the ball deeper.
Yeah.
Or, he's just football.
Yeah, he was football like you, mate. Yeah, and from the first kick, he was trying to look to play the forward pass. But there was a time when he got frustrated. He got the ball in between the 18-yard and the centre circle, and he's looking for a pass, and there's no movement. And he kept looking, and he didn't come back. I think he ended up playing it out to Matty Cash, but it was kind of like, come on, boys, I want to play that forward ball, and that's something that Dougie struggles with. I said that when we signed him, in terms of he's got lots of similar attributes to Tielemans, but that forward pass is something he doesn't do. So it made a massive difference, I think, which then gave McGinn license to play, which then in turn gave Amadou the impetus, the desire to kind of, I'm going to cover everything here. These two are going to get the ball and be the impact players, and I'm just going to fucking smash everybody. And that was amazing.
But Pete was right, because we were talking about Barkley, and he was just saying that him and McGinn, they're so calm and so good in tight areas on the ball. Like you never feel like they're gonna lose it or do something stupid or run into a wall. Like they were just very, very good in those tight areas.
Well, literally the first minute, the ball come over to us from McGinn. The ball comes to McGinn. There's, I don't know, whatever West Ham player it was, and he's just gone fucking boom.
I think it was Tata. I think it's that Tatty lad, and he got really pissed. He got really pissed off because he just blocked him off on the ball, didn't he? And then the ball went out, and he was literally like, he was like fucking out, like he was going to the ref. And I was like,
he went flying, and McGinn just kind of waddled up, like, fuck you, just mate, brilliant. And I think I said I said to Gaz, who sits next to me, I said, that's what we've been missing. Where's that been from the start of games? Like, you go, fuck you, West Ham. You ain't getting anywhere near this ball. And that's all I've ever... Mate, that performance yesterday for me was what I've been crying out for the last 5-6 weeks. Where's the passion? Where's the desire? That's where it was. If we play like that for the rest of the season, we will win the Europa League and we will finish in the Champions League spots. It's as simple as that, because a team that wants it is the team that goes and gets it. It's as simple as, at this point in the season, it doesn't really matter. Well, the performance was excellent yesterday, but if you play with that level of energy and that level of desire, it doesn't matter how you play, you'll win more than you'll lose.
Well, that was one of the best. I think that was one of the best performances, even in our 11-game winning run. We never really played that great. That was one of the best, most commanding performances I've seen. I never felt for 1 minute like West Ham were gonna do anything.
They didn't
really.
have a sniff, mate.
There was a small spell at the very start of the second half, I think, where there was like 5 minutes or something. But
I was disappointed in West Ham, because after watching them last week against Man City, I was a little bit nervous. I said to you before the game, didn't I? I said they played really well against Man City. That back three were excellent. They didn't give Man City a sniff.
That's their third loss in 12 in all comps.
Yeah.
So before that,
and they're in a good run of form, right? And you go, but for whatever reason, I don't know if it was their fullbacks didn't quite deal with our midfield. They couldn't deal with our midfield movement. Like McGinn and Barkley really caused them problems. It meant we could just feed the ball between the line, then we were on them. And we just bad. That first half was probably the best first half I've seen at Villa Park this season, if I'm honest.
But players also to talk about. There was I was really impressed with Pau Torres.
Yeah,
I thought he was, again, you don't realise how much he drives us up the pitch from the back line. Like,
mate, I'm going to sound like a broken record, right? He was excellent yesterday, right?
In front, everything's in front.
And everything's in front of him. At no point were West Ham in behind us. And like, I'll die on that hill. If you've got the play in front of you, he's one of the best defenders in the Premier League, easily, right? He can read it really well. His distribution's excellent. He's in total control. The moment he's turned towards his own goal, he's got fuck all pace and he struggles. There was a couple of times where he gave away a corner. One time in the first half when the ball was played out, and he looks lost. He's running. He's like, fuck, I know I'm not going to get there. So he panics and he ends up getting up. But when he's in front of him, he's brilliant. He's one of the best. He truly is. And yesterday, he completely controlled, like you say, driving us forward, completely controlled the narrative.
What happens when he drives us forward as well is the whole back line come with him, right?
Yeah.
So it means that ball over the top or that ball in can't really happen. Whereas when you got Mings, and I love Mings, but he's very nonchalant on the ball and he slows it down so much and he waits for the player to come to him before he passes rather than driving us up. And making that pass into like Rodgers or into Onana or Barkley into the midfield. So Torres did that time and time again. It was so good. The other player I wanted to mention was because he seems to get mixed. I don't know whether it's just like people have this like stigma against him or something, or maybe it's just that because he generally doesn't get the assists and goals. I think it's like the Jack Grealish effect where he assists the assist quite a lot of the time or creates space for others. Is Jaden Sancho?
Yeah, he was excellent, mate.
I thought he had a very good game. He kind of followed on from that Lille performance.
Well, we said to each other during the game, first half, he was everywhere. He was on the right, in the left, in the middle. He was really causing them problems. Look, if you're judging him on his end product, probably not good enough for the amount of money that we're playing, because that's what he's an attacking player. You would expect assists and goals. So unfortunately,
he was tracking decent yesterday. He was creating that space for Ollie. He was dragging defenders around.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, what I can't fault about Jaden Sancho, actually, which is one of the big things I was worried about, was whether he was going to work hard enough to kind of do the defensive duties. And actually, in the last 6 or 7 weeks, he's arguably been one of our better players at doing that. Right? If you look back at kind of actually covering and kind of actually track, so I think he's kind of bought into what Emery's trying to sell. The end product is something that needs to come. If it comes now in the last 7 games, mate, we could be sitting here going, actually, he's the one that's kind of, again, the catalyst. I promise you, I would rather him play 90 minutes with one leg than see Leon Bailey in a Villa shirt again.
Came on again, didn't he? Just like, what is it? Could Sancho not play 90 minutes? Is there some clause in his contract where he's not allowed to play more than 60 minutes?
But Leon Bailey shouldn't be allowed to play 9 minutes, let alone fucking...
So bad, wasn't it? It's just...
Mate, he lost the ball every time he touched it. Every time. Like, what is... Anyway, I'm trying to be positive. We won. It was really good.
Let's not talk about that. Well, talking about being positive. Now, don't let this turn into some kind of spiral. I actually thought Watkins had a pretty good game yesterday.
No, mate, look, I'm glad we got to this point. I've saved the best. I'm going to roll my sleeves up for this one, right? I've got to give credit where it's due. Look, there's a couple of things that I wasn't happy about him yesterday, but again, I'm being hypercritical. But as a performance, That's what it's at. That's what I want to see for Ollie Watkins. That was his probably the best performance in a Villa shirt I've seen this season. In terms of from minute 1 to minute 90, I thought his work rate was superb. I thought he was there was numerous times where he ran back 70 yards after he lost the ball. His movement was excellent. There was actually a moment in the first half which I was so happy with, that he picked the ball up on the left hand side and he didn't think. And this is what he just cut inside and he took a shot and it went just over the crossbar, right? And I was like, mate, just do that, right? Because I promise you, right, I know we're going to look into this later when I come to yours, right? But in 23-24, that's what he did. He got in and around the box and he took one touch, bang, and he scored about 11 goals like that, right? And we can watch the footage and you go, that's what's been missing this season. He hasn't done that. So, yes, it didn't come off, but I'd rather see him have 20 shots like that in a game and miss them all than try and... Because he went back to it afterwards where he got the ball on the left and he went and going around the fucking circle, coming back onto... And you lose the ball. Mate, just be direct. Just be direct. You're there to score goals.
I was going to come to that one because I remember that, and remember Pete going to me like, "What?" I was like, "I think yes, okay, he didn't instinctively take that shot, and I do think he should have done the same again. Cut in, took that shot, but I thought he actually did really well holding the ball, because that's the thing he does so well, and it's just like, and he hasn't even been able to do that recently. Like he might have like gone around the ball."
That basic Ollie Watkins was back yesterday. He was running the channels. He was stretching the defenders. That's what he's good for. That's why Emery loves him. That's why he fits his. But look, we've got to be honest, that he hasn't been doing that in the last 6 and 7 weeks. He's been non-existent, right? And that's where my hypercriticisms come from. I still stand by 9 goals in 60-odd games. He's nowhere near a good enough return in the Premier League, right? Now, I know that there is only, I think, one English player that scored more goals than Ollie Watkins this season. That's Danny Welbeck with 11 goals, right? So I know that the numbers are okay, but and I'm not.
Like Ollie hasn't been called up as well. So has he gone like, I need to do something? Is there a little bit of like a carrot there?
I hope that is the rocket that he's needed up his arse, because he's got if that's the real. I don't know why he hasn't realised at the start of the season, when you go, look, I'm going to be 31 in December. Chances are this is my last chance to get into a World Cup team, right? So I've got to fucking be on the money. So regardless of whether that form's irrelevant there, right? Because
it's a broker with his missus or something. I think like they officially that's officially happened or something. So maybe it's something to do with that. Who knows? Who knows?
He hasn't, mate. I think they're happy. Look, his love story is amazing. But we all know when you fall in love, when you have kids and you get married and you're truly in love, your attention to things that you love just falls off because you're focused on that, right? That's no criticism. That's just life. And I applaud him for that. Family first all the time. I live for it. That's why we'd do it, right? I can't speak highly enough of Watkins, right? I was going to give him man of the match yesterday, but I couldn't overlook Onana. I just thought he was too good. But yeah, and for Watkins' goal, right, what I loved about Watkins' goal was
coach goal, wasn't it?
He fucking reacted. Because in the first half, this is different. In the first half, I said to Gas, there was a chance where Sancho did brilliantly down the right, and crossed it across, and Watkins. Everyone went, Watkins unlucky, right? But I'm telling you, the moment Sancho, watch Watkins, just go back. He doesn't move. If he moves at the moment Sancho beats his player, he's got to go, right? If he goes, he scores. He has a simple tap in, but he just hesitates. And then, but for the goal, right? He's obviously Onana does his thing. Rodgers is driving. You can see Watkins. He peels off and he just carries on and he follows it in. And that's the goal. If he doesn't, he reacts quicker than everybody else. And it's just that consistency. Like if he plays like that from now till the end of the season, these 7 games, Tuchel could put him back on the plane. He could.
Well, because if he does that, mate, Kevin's definitely coming on the show because he's on 9 goals.
Yeah,
and I said with Kevin that if he gets to double figures in the Premier League, Kevin can come on and he can talk about Watkins.
Mate, look. I would love nothing more. Right? I know I'm critical of Watkins. I take so much shit, and I'll die on the hill. The attributes in that I think we need to move on, and kind of I think his time at Villa is coming to an end. But he's our striker at the moment, and I always support him when I'm there at the ground. I know I get frustrated, but I always cheer his name. I always sing his praises when he does the right things. And he's got 7 league games left, potentially 14 games if we get through to the Europa League final, right?
It's 12. It'll be 12 in total.
12, sorry, because we've just played the 2 that was before the Lille game, right? Go and get to 16 goals. Go and score 7 goals in the next, 12 games. Go and do it, mate. Right, and then put yourself on the plane. Give Tuchel, actually, he's in red hot form, because that's what Tuchel does. He plays players that are in form, and that's why people
Really
are right off the
Really hasn't picked Welbeck though, innit? I do find that a little bit weird.
That is weird. But Welbeck has been injured, right? And he's only like recently coming back and hasn't. Although he scored 11 goals, they were all at the kind of the start of the season. Like so, Tuchel is very good. I think we've got a great chance at the World Cup. I do, because Tuchel is going to play the players that are in form. He's not going to pick the superstars. He's going to pick on the team, because that's what tournament football's about. It's like, it's not even rocket science. It's what Gareth Borgate used to piss me off, right? Because just pick the players that are fucking playing well, you twat, right? Anyway, and I think that's got a great chance. So Watkins now has a wonderful opportunity, mate. He has all season, right? That is just the timings, and I know you said it's a bit annoying that we're breaking for the international, but Watkins has now got 3 weeks, right, or 19 days to go away, work as hard as he possibly can in that training, because he hasn't got a game, right, to come back firing for that Forest game, because that's a tough away fixture at Forest, right?
Really tough, yes. I mean, we've got Bologna away before that. We've got down the 9th as well.
Yeah. But sorry, it's Bologna first, is on the 9th. So, but even for that game, right, to go and there and get a result, to bring it back to Villa Park, to make it as easy as we can. Bought my Bologna ticket, by the way. Fucking Villa, you robbing bastards.
Yeah, can we? Yeah, I mean, we'll probably talk about that a little bit later. But actually, let's quickly touch on that, because so the ticket, I think, was it up £10? I think it was about a £10 increase or something for the quarterfinals. Now, the thing is, though, at the start of the season, I remember like the categorization and all the category pricing coming out, and it said knockout stages were this price, which is what the Lille price was. Yeah. So basically, they're saying it was just one game. This isn't knockout stages anymore. This is now the final.
No, it's the quarter. Mate, it's a joke. Look, off the field,
the stadium needs to be full.
Well, mate, off the field, it's disgrace. So, look, 37,000 at the Lille game, right?
Yeah.
Emery comes out. I'm disappointed that the ground's not full. Okay, what could we do to fill the ground? I know what we'll do. We'll increase the ticket prices. Yeah. Mate, it's brain dead.
That's what Forest did. Forest, they saw it was going to be half full. They reduced the tickets, was it £15? Which obviously pisses off everyone else that's already bought a ticket. I get that. Yeah. But it's like, come on, man. We're trying to do something here. We're trying to win our first trophy in 30 years. You know, you paraded the 96 team round the stadium and everyone's like, yeah, great. I was looking at them going, fucking hell, they all look old. And I was like to Pete, I was like, how depressing is it? Is that's the last team to win a trophy? Other than, you know, the Toto Cup or whatever you want to talk about there. But like,
we're not Blues, mate. We don't need to talk about that shit. That's not real.
I was just on that. I was watching a thing the other day, and they were talking about how it always makes me laugh. You know, when Paul Merson was holding that cup, and he was basically like, he didn't know how to react. He said it was hilariously small, and he's just there, and he's just fucking like laughing about it with everyone, and like doing these stupid poses with it, like.
We've won the Ashes. Is this the Ashes? It's the wrong sport. We've stole the Ashes.
Just really made me laugh. But yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, because we've got next coming up. So yeah, ticket prices will gloss over.
Well, mate, look, I just think in terms of this is the last point on it, but they shouldn't be hitting the fans, right? It's the ticket revenue annually is like 0.04%. It's nothing.
It's my arse. Like, doesn't do anything.
They don't have to charge that. They can do it. They do it because it's greedy, right? And it's just fleeting. They're outpricing us. All this corporate bullshit that is pushed. Don't get me wrong. I love a corporate day, mate. I know it's a great experience.
Oh, right? You'll have noticed since all that stuff started happening. What, 3 seasons ago or something like that?
Yeah.
I would say there's been even though on the pitch we've been so much better, there has been a feeling. You can feel it in the stadium. The atmosphere has gone down because the corporate people.
Mate, look, I call. I know Unai Emery to do something about it, because you can't come out publicly and go, and you can't have players criticising fans, right? And going, you know, the atmosphere is not good enough. They're dickheads. I'm disappointed that it's not full. You can't fleece them for thousands of pounds for tickets anyway. Bring out merch that we all know are going to buy and spend thousands of pounds on merch, right? To then to then put ticket prices so expensive that people can't afford to do it and then say, well, if you can't afford it, don't go. That's fucking, it's nonsense, right? If you're talking about building an atmosphere and wanting Villa Park to be a fortress, just lower the fucking ticket prices. We should all be signing a fucking petition, because it's not about like affording it or whatever. It's about making it reasonable so it's affordable for the average person, not your fucking corporate people, right? That people can go to work
and so expensive in life now. Like everything's gone up so much that if you're putting up that, then that's probably the first thing that goes, right? Like, because you can't afford to. It's a luxury to go to.
It's a luxury.
Things.
Yeah. So Unai for me, just say, look, we don't need the gate receipts. Fucking 15 quid for adults, 5 quid for thingy bob. You'd sell out in a fucking matter of seconds, right? And it would just, the atmosphere would be absolutely rocking.
We talk about.
I'm not even saying that for league games, but for European football at Villa, right? As it's an add-on to what you're paying anyway, right? They used to be so much better.
Mate, UA, if we get Champions League, mate, you wait for them prices next season.
It'll be 100 quid a ticket, mate, won't it? It'll be 100 quid a ticket minimum.
It's going to be horrible.
Yeah.
So, I mean, next, just to round it off, obviously, we've got the international break. We've then got Bologna at home. We've in between Bologna away and then home, we've got Forest away. It's going to be a really tough game, mate. I mean, for me as well, that's it's Derby day for me. And they've just
mate. Yesterday, I was convinced you were a Forest fan. All you were doing was checking the Forest score. I was like, mate, wait, why aren't you wearing a Forest shirt?
No. Just to be clear,
focus on the game.
Just to be clear, the guy next to me was going, "Oh, Forest have scored," and I went, "Yeah." And it wasn't that. And it wasn't. And
how
just
did
to be
the guy
clear,
next to you know you were a Forest fan unless you told him? You're just talking more about Forest than you are.
No.
Mate, you're a traitor. You're married to a Forest family, and slowly, that's going to turn into Forest shirts behind you, and we'll be having a rival show.
Just to be clear, I was more excited of the idea of Spurs going down than Forest winning. I don't want Forest to win. I don't want them to go down because I do like Forest as a club.
Yeah,
but I don't really care about them winning like too much.
Mate, you've got a young son. You have a duty to make sure that doesn't happen. If he becomes a Forest fan, this podcast
no, he won't be a Forest fan. He won't be a Forest fan, but I will say we probably will go to Lincoln games quite a lot. I will say that.
I can live with that, mate. I've got no problem with that.
Go to the Championship as well. Go to the Championship, so it's good. Or go see Newark Town, or we can go see Ava.
You can come and see Baseford, absolutely, mate.
Yeah, exactly. So we got Forest. So in the league, we've got Forest away, followed by Sunderland at home.
Yeah.
Followed by Fulham away, followed by Spurs at home.
Yeah.
We have to be winning 2 of them 4.
I agree.
Spurs could be down. Like, could be like pretty much down by that point. But
mate,
I feel like we need to be winning those games. And in between that, I think with Bologna, I think it's the same with Lille, isn't it? It's like just get the job done. Break professional. Go away from home. If we can get a small, edgy.
I'll take 1-0, mate.
Even bring back an equal on parity. I think we'll beat them at home. So I'm sitting there going, "Oh God, are we going to have Forest again, or is it going to be Porto?"
I mean, Forest. The thing is, I just think Forest are going to prioritise the league, mate. They still need another couple of wins in the Premier League to be 100% safe. Obviously, they've got to, and I'm sure they'll approach the Porto game. We'd go and try and win it, but I think Porto will be too strong for them, mate, home and away. I might be wrong, but I just think Forest will end up prioritising the league, because ultimately, as much as a cup run would be great for them to win a European trophy and beat Villa and get to the final, they don't want to sacrifice that for league status, right? They can't afford to do it. Marinakis will know that. I think it'll be, we've had a great one. We got to if they get past Porto, we got to the semis, do you know what I mean? Which is an amazing achievement. Yeah, I hope it's not Forest, because I don't want a fucking Premier League tie. I think you're more danger of losing. It's just another game, and anyone in the Premier League we know can fucking beat each other. So, whereas I just think our pace of the game for this competition, just like it was proven last year with Man United and Spurs, that I think we're too strong for it. And I think now we're getting to this nitty gritty stage of the knockouts. We've got a great chance now in the quarters, mate, against Bologna. If this was against Roma, I was worried about Marlon's effect, but.
No, 100%. With Roma gone, it's Forest and Porto. The other side of the bracket isn't looking.
Well, I mean, you've got Celta Vigo, haven't you? And that's the one that worries me out of any team that side,
But if you're going to get them in the final, right? And the final is 90 minutes. Anything can happen in that time. But with the league, Forest, Fulham, Spurs, Burnley. Forest, Sunderland, Fulham, Spurs, Burnley.
Yeah.
I want Champions League to be done.
Yes, mate. Let's get to those Liverpool City games.
Can't go to Liverpool and City like
needing something.
Yeah,
you don't want it, mate. Look, we know that if anything, this squad is still lacking that little bit of experience. Like 2 seasons, like if we look at how we went out and bottled it last season at Man United when that game had everything on it. And I know it wasn't just that game, but it was to what we only needed a point. Do you know what I mean? And we couldn't get over the line. I don't want to be in that position. I'm not saying we can't do it. Just don't. When we've got an opportunity now in the next 4 games to actually probably cement Champions League football, if results go our way with Liverpool and Chelsea dropping points, right? And how great would it be if fucking Everton and Brentford leapfrog them bastards and fucking...
Mate, I tell you what, I think we need to chat for them more than Chelsea and Liverpool, if I'm honest. Jesus, crazy.
Big shout out to the Bees and big shout out to the Toffees because, and back to West Ham, how good would you be? Like, they got rid of David Moyes because his football's boring, but whether it's boring or not, mate, it's effective and it fucking works.
Who cares? People want to win. Don't care how you win. It's like Arsenal, boring as sin this season. Boring.
Yeah.
Going to win the league probably. So, and I don't think they care. I mean, they bottled it again, didn't they, against Man City in the League Cup?
Wow. Mate, Man City absolutely battered them. We got Ryan Shirky doing fucking keepy up. He's at fucking halfway through the game. It's like, oh my God, he's taking the piss. He was literally taking the piss out of them.
Anyway, brilliant. That's all we've got time for on this one. We will be back. We'll be releasing some content this week. I think Gary's going to do some filming as well. He's coming around to mine. We're going to do some stuff here. Obviously, the international break. Now, if any Villa player, I don't think you watched this, but apparently some Villa players do see our TikToks.
Yeah.
If you are watching this, just be safe. Don't get injured. No little niggles. Nothing. Just stay on the plane. Just sit on the plane. Enjoy that. Stay in your hotel room. Get room service. Chill out. Like
wrap them up in cotton wool. Bubble wrap. Stay safe. Particularly Morgan Rogers and Ezri Konsa. Please don't get injured playing for England. Congratulations to them.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
And all the guys that are travelling for international football, just stay safe. Please don't get injured. We need you. This could be the big push. We've had our share of injuries. We deserve to stay with what we've got now and to the end of the season. That's what I hope for, right? So fingers crossed. So it goes.
Brilliant. Right, Gaz, final thoughts and sing us out.
Final thoughts. Right, big shout out to Mrs. Sarah Bennett, mate, for filling in.
Oh, yes. Yes. Apologies to everyone. Sarah will be making more future appearances, I'm sure.
She's very keen. She had a great time.
I will be back.
So if you have got to 37 minutes and the secret word today is Sarah, in the comments, drop Sarah. And then we'll know if she needs to come back on. I thought she did a great job, mate. She took the piss out of me very, very good. And I had a lot of fun. And she called me out on the Watkins thing. And the final thought is, Ollie, well done, mate. Yesterday was superb. I've got to give the plaudits. I thought you were excellent. But we've had 3 performances like this where I've spoke like this, where I thought you've been great this season. Now you've got 7 cup finals to just that level of energy, that level of desire, that work rate that you showed yesterday. If you do that for the remainder of the season, it won't matter about the goals tally. You've put in a shift, mate, and you've shown that you can kind of, make this team effective, right? Because we have got goals now in and around that team, because I'm sure Rodgers will get back on the score sheet. Sancho might chip in. Tillerman's back. He's bound to be kind of in and around that. We have got options. My final thought, I was a little bit disappointed that Tammy only got 5 minutes, mate. I know, in terms of he might. Whatever you think about it, I think we've got to utilise the squad. And after Watkins scored, he could have took him off at 70 minutes and give Tammy the last 20. It was one of them, and that, because surely for me that builds that camaraderie, it builds that kind of momentum in the team that actually you're important to the squad. To come on for 5 minutes, it's a kick in the teeth, especially after being hoinked off against Lille after 54 minutes, which I thought was out of order. I thought he should have played the full 90. We didn't need Ollie to come on really for that. So I think it just speaks volumes that maybe Emery doesn't quite rate Tammy, but there's a pattern here. We've let so many players come and go, and
he's been
why sign him?
Why sign? He's been tracking him. He's been tracking him for 3 years, wanting him for 3 seasons. We sold Marlon to get him. We tried so hard to get him. I don't know if you read that Jacob Tanswell thing, and he was talking, and he was saying Emery wanted him, and so I don't know what it is. But he is, Emery with permanent signings is notoriously slow at integrating them into the team.
No,
saw it with Madsen.
But
We saw it with who else? Well, Marlon at the time, but then Marlon's gone. So who knows?
Well, I understand it in terms of to a little bit. You want to get the way they play, and maybe he's not doing certain things in training that he necessarily wants. But like at the same time, you're also playing in the Premier League where you haven't got that time. You've got to win each match. Like every game is like important, right? And when you're thin on the ground, low in confidence, and you're still not utilising the squad you've got and sticking with when it's not working, like you've got to be like great managers change it, right? In game, you go, actually, this isn't working. Right, this is. I'm not saying that you don't have your desired 11, and Watkins is that clearly that favourite. Fine, but have a bit of a system. Okay, Watkins, you're starting regardless. Doesn't matter if you're shit or whatever. But after you've got 60 minutes, go and do it for 60 minutes, and then we're going to bring Tammy on. And half an hour is enough to get into a game and try and influence it.
Yeah.
I think everyone would be happy with that, but it doesn't happen that way, and obviously we'll never know why. But I just think from a confidence perspective, I don't care what you say. When you get 5 minutes or your hoiked off, it damages confidence, and it means that you feel as a person, you go, maybe they haven't got faith in me. Even if a manager's saying to you, actually, you're an important part of the squad. Well, if I'm an important part of the squad, why am I playing? Because if you're an important part of the squad, you play. It's as simple as minutes is currency in football.
You're just sitting there going, why the fuck am I not on the pitch?
Mate, I literally when I saw him call him over, and I thought,
we all did.
And went,
Bailey?
Why Bailey? Why? Just leave Sancho on. He's doing a great job. Don't take him off. But maybe that's a fitness thing. The same for Barkley and McGinn, obviously coming back from injuries. Let's hope that this 3-week break now they come back and are fully fit, and they can get through 90 minutes, because that performance yesterday is enough to get us over the line.
Yeah,
that's my final thought, mate. As always, every week we follow the boys in Claret and Blue. Peace.
See ya.
Big love.